Well, this is Inside Greeley, and today we're talking about the emerald ash borer. Of course, trees are a big part of Greeley's history and very important to a lot of people in Greeley, but emerald ash borers are a problem that we're going to be facing soon. And today we're going to talk with Shiloh Hatcher, Forestry Manager with the City of Greeley, about the emerald ash borer. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks for coming out.
Well, thank you so much. We've heard a lot of things in the news about the emerald ash borer bugs. It's I don't know if you'd call it an epidemic, but we've heard a lot about it and the kind of devastation that coming. But what is an emerald ash borer and what does it do to our trees?
Okay, so emerald ash borer, the insect itself, is a non-native pest. So obviously our urban forest and our forests in particular are not used to this. It's a surprise to them, and they're not adapted to this. There are natural predators and suppressions where this insect is native to, but being non-native, this insect can do a lot of damage to ash trees, which it's doing. So the emerald ash borer was first discovered in the United States and Michigan in 2002, probably brought over to this country through packing material. So that's how it got here. It was found in Boulder in 2013, so obviously, you know, it hasn't really moved outside of Boulder yet, but to be situated just in Boulder for 3 years, that's pretty good. But as far as the devastation, it's killing millions of trees across this country, and we'll do the same amount of damage here, although we don't have, ash trees aren't as prolific as they are in the Midwest. It will do a lot of damage here because a lot of our urban forests are made up of ash trees. So in comparison, if you hear the term Dutch elm disease, that's a pretty recognizable term. This insect is going to eclipse the damage that Dutch elm disease did to elms in the early 70s. So that's the reason why we're trying to keep up attention, is the possibility of what this insect is going to do to our urban forest.
Kind of get ahead of the game if we can, as best we can. Now, what should people do? Should people start treating their trees now, or what should they be doing to help prevent the spread of these borers?
Good question. So the insect has not been found outside the city of Boulder. Now, it's moving inside the city of Boulder. They're finding it in newer areas, but until it's found in the Greeley, Windsor, Evans area, we do not recommend treatment for the insect. So once, we find that, and we're looking as hard as we can to find that, once we do, we'll put it on the airwaves that the insect is here, and then we'll start having discussions about treatment options. So at this point, do not treat your ash trees for emerald ash borer.
And then for people that have ash trees, is it certain kinds of ash trees, or is it all ash trees, or how do people know what kind of ash trees they should be looking out for? Okay,
it is all ash trees aside from mountain ash, which aren't true ash. So all ash trees this insect will affect.
And if people are on the lookout, is there some kind of, what kind of damage to the bugs that people should be on the lookout for if they see something to think, oh, this might be an emerald ash borer, I should get this checked out?
That is probably the hardest question for me to answer, because our ash in our urban forests along the Front Range of Colorado are in tough shape. So some of the conditions we already have going on, freeze damage, drought from previous years, other insect issues in the ash trees kind of disguise some of the symptoms you'll see in these trees caused by the emerald ash borer. But right now, the biggest sign you can, if you see borer activity in the trunk or holes, anything like that, especially if it's a D-shaped hole, a capital D-shaped hole, give us a call. But if you suspect, we're looking at ash trees as much as possible. If you suspect that, let us know and we'll come out and check it out.
Okay, and that number is 339-2405, correct?
That's correct. That's our phone number.
All right, so if you think emerald ash borers, give the Forestry Department a call. They'll come out, check it out, and see if there's anything that needs to be done. And where can people get more information about the emerald ash borers?
Okay, a comprehensive website, EABcolorado.com is the place to go. We do have a page for us, greeleygov.com/forestry. We'll get you to emerald ash borer information just for us, but that's where you go, EABcolorado.com.
All right, lots of information on there. And just to recap all this on there, we don't have a problem with these bugs here yet, despite what you might read from your neighbor or something like that. But we're on the lookout for them and want to make sure that it doesn't get any worse, because it's causing problems all over the country, right?
Right now, know if you have an ash tree, know if it's, get an assessment on its condition to know what you might do when the insect does arrive here. Plant now. Planting now to replace ash tree is super critical. That's what we can do right now, is plant.
That sounds like a great way to do it. Just plan ahead and plant more trees. I like that. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Shiloh. Again, emerald ash borer, you can get more information at greeleygov.com/forestry. We don't have it here yet, but we're going to prepare because we don't want it to kill all the ash trees in town. So again, that information for you at greeleygov.com/forestry.